CNN. No more, Harry. When I want what's really happening in the world, and I've been doing this for a long, long time, and everybody's finally jumping on the bandwagon. When I retweet the Babylon Bee, people still don't realize what it's all about. And there's only one man who can tell us what it's all about. The man who's in charge, the editor-in-chief. Although chief sounds racist to me, and they're going to have to change that soon. Kyle Mann. Kyle, how can you be editor-in-chief? Don't you understand the word chief has negative connotations?
Yeah, I want to take this opportunity to apologize for my racism, and I hope everybody will forgive me, and I promise to do better.
No, I think we should come down to the Babylon Bee headquarters if we can find you and hunt you down and loot the place and get anything of value inside the facility. Is there anything of value inside the...
Absolutely. I'll give you guys the address, and you can send them off.
Now, Kyle, you know, The Onion was a big deal a long time ago. We even watched The Onion movie a couple of months ago at late night, and that's a movie they couldn't air anymore because it was so vulgar. You want to talk about a movie that was loaded with stuff that could not possibly air now. You guys took it up a notch with the Babylon Bee, and for people who don't realize, the Babylon Bee is a parody site, but they are absolutely, positively the most dead-on parody site on the Internet. And it's amazing how many people still don't realize you're a parody site because everything is close to reality now.
Yeah, I really got to give a shout-out to reality for being so crazy. You know, reality and all, you know, the politicians, the political parties, they're doing all the hard work, and we're just taking the credit for it.
Exactly right. My favorite part, Harry, of the Babylon Bee is that Snopes. You remember Snopes, which was supposed to be the #1 fact-checking site?
Right.
Anything that Snopes even checked on the Babylon Bee stories, and then the Babylon Bee destroyed Snopes and its credibility for once and for all. That's a great job out of you guys, man.
Thanks. Yeah, you know, we definitely need fact-checkers checking our jokes to make sure that they're politically correct and that they're morally true. So we got to applaud Snopes for that.
Let me give him a roaring round of applause to Snopes. We acknowledge greatness on the show, Kyle, man. So how many writers do you have? Because the thing about, you know, it's easy to come up. It's not even easy to come up with a headline that's awesome. You guys come up with an entire story to support the headline. That's what makes it even more incredible.
Yeah, we got about a dozen writers, and yeah, we appreciate you not being a freeloader and actually clicking on the article. So good job. That's very good of you. So yeah, we got a lot of writers, and they do a great job on the copy. And the headline, obviously, is what really drives the joke home and gets it to spread around. But yeah, we try to make the articles. They reward people who click on them.
Now, how many of the people who see it by accident or somebody tweets it and thinks it's real come at you guys and say, what are you doing? Because I know there's a lot of great parody sites. There's one guy, Sean Spicier, who pretends that he's Sean Spicer, and he has nailed so many people who, even like, I'm talking about really famous people who don't realize that it's all parody. How many real famous people don't realize that you guys are parody?
Yeah, we see that a lot. It's getting less and less so as more people recognize the Babylon Bee. It happened a lot when we were kind of getting popular because, you know, we were doing the stuff that was getting spread, but people didn't recognize the name. It didn't have the name recognition of something like The Onion, where you would see the Onion logo and then, you know, immediately know that it was satire. But even The Onion, you know, people still think it's real sometimes, you know, even though they've been around a lot longer. So we still run into that a lot. And, yeah, we get a lot of people that think it's real, that share it, and it's never our intention, you know. We kind of blame reality for being too close to satire.
Well, what has been your most clicked upon story?
Oh, goodness. Recently, there was one where we said Trump was hiding 5 golden tickets among the stimulus checks. That one got a lot of clicks.
I want one!
And you even ran one. There's a couple of Trump ones over the weekend because people think that you just pick on liberals. But you had Trump, there were a couple of them, and then people were like, and you even wrote about, wow, I thought we weren't supposed to talk about Trump on one of your satire responses.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, people kind of, you know, they see what they want to see. They'll read our site and say, hey, you only make fun of liberals, you know, even though every other joke is about Trump some week. And Trump is just he's just a great target for comedy, you know, because he does kind of take himself seriously, but he also has a sense of humor, and we kind of see him as Michael Scott from The Office in the White House, and he just makes a great target for some good loving parody.
Kyle Mann, the editor-in-chief. So you guys, you don't have to have an office, right? You can work from home and do this stuff, right?
Yeah, we don't have real jobs. We're writers, so we can work without any pants, and that's pretty nice. We do have an office that a couple of us meet at in California, and we record a podcast here and stuff. But yeah, for the most part, all of us work without pants, so it's pretty great.
Well, we work without pants too, except Robin. She has to put them on because people can see on the camera on our Twitch stream that they're looking to see. They always do this, and then I double check, and we got to keep it clean here, even though we're on Twitch, and we're only shot from the waist up anyway. So does it really matter?
Yeah, exactly. You can get away with it with the waist up shot.
Now, when are we going to have a Babylon Bee movie? Because when I first saw it for the first time, people thought it was like a religious site. Was that the whole intention? Because you're not in Babylon.
Yeah.
Have you been to the rivers of Babylon, by the way?
I have not. No, yeah, we're all Christians, and we write satire about Christianity, which is funny because then you get Christians who are too serious who get mad at us and say, why do you only make fun of Christians? So we make fun of Christians so much because we're Christians, and that's what makes the best satire is making fun of yourself. But, right away when we launched the site 4 years ago, we started making fun of politics. And because current events and politicians are just so funny and so absurd on their face, it's just so much fun to be able to make fun of. And that's really where I think we got a lot of popularity and where the recognition of our site started to grow was when we started doing a lot more of the current events in politics. And so that is what a lot of people know us for. But, yeah, we definitely always are faithful to our roots and make fun of the church because the church needs to be made fun of a lot.
Absolutely. Well, the Pope, he's subject of a lot of ridicule, and most of it justified, I think, from people who are religious.
Kyle, this is Miss Robin. I actually have a question. So do you guys get on the line and have a production meeting and bounce ideas off each other, or do you come up with all these each individually?
Yeah, writing a headline is very interesting from like a comedic perspective because so many of the headlines that we run are just an idea that somebody had, and then maybe I'll massage it and reword it a little and get it, or change the angle. But it is a little different than like writing on a TV show where there is a lot of banter and trying to bend a narrative the way you want, bouncing off each other. But we do a weekly call where we're all on a conference call, and we do that kind of thing to try to come up with stuff. It's just so much. I don't know. A lot of us are introverts, so most of our ideas are sitting at our computer, just staring at the computer screen, and they pop into our heads, and then we all play around with them until it's something that we feel is ready to be published.
Well, I know in the majority of newspapers and tabloids, they always say that the writers don't write the headline. Do you guys not only write the piece, you write the headline and the click?
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes that's really collaborative because someone will throw out a headline and then someone else will do the copy, and then someone else will do the Photoshop. And so sometimes it comes together like that, where, the guy who came up with the headline isn't necessarily the guy who's writing the copy. But it goes that direction. The headline is first, and then we come up with the copy.
I know the Babylon Bee likes me, even though you're not following me or the regs, but their bot does. There's a Babylon Bee bot, isn't there, that follows people?
Yeah, I don't know who runs that, but you must be famous to somebody. Well, hold on. I'm going on the Babylon Bee Twitter account right now, and I'll give you a follow.
Yeah, you got to follow me. I mean, nobody gives you guys more love than I do. I mean, it's fake news we can trust. And isn't that what we want?
Right.
Fake news we can all trust and not have to worry about it?
Yeah, was the whole purpose of this call so you could get another Twitter follower?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only up
Totally.
to 64,000.
That's exactly what it's for.
I'm verified for your protection and safety. There's a lot of bots on there. I'm verified for years, man. And verified for safety and protection. That's like safe. It's better than safe sex.
There you go. It's a blue check. It's the verified opinion. Yeah, we are unverified, so I don't know if you can trust anything we post as being real.
Have you tried to become verified?
Yeah, we talked to a few Twitter reps, and they said they're not giving out the blue check anymore.
That's what
but
they tell
not true
everybody.
Because we see people getting it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's what they
total
tell
BS.
everybody.
You know how I got mine, Kyle? I marched on Twitter headquarters on Market Street, and I'm not making this
That's
up.
the truth.
Robin and I marched in San Francisco. We were there, and we marched to Market Street to the Twitter headquarters and demanded that we see Jack, and they wouldn't let us in. They had armed security at the front desk, and we stood outside about, 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
It's been a little bit more than
and
that.
we demanded to be heard.
And nobody listened. It was really funny, though, because there's more than just Twitter in that building, or there was at the time. And they wouldn't allow us upstairs. They said that there was nobody to see. And Tony it was kind of a joke, but Tony was getting frustrated. And I said, no, we are waiting until we see somebody coming out. So because everybody's coming out of the building for lunch with their tags on, or their name tags. And so I was waiting until I could see a Twitter emblem on a shirt or something, and then I would go and accost them. I'm like,
and then
hey!
we would stalk them down when they were going outside to get lunch. And we found one person who knew who I was and then worked the inner channels and put me through it, because I was on TV at the time, and they said, you have to be on television. And I was doing ESPN stuff, so then they verified me. That's how it works. That's what demonstrations, that's what peaceful protest is all about, Kyle. You guys need to march on Twitter headquarters in San Francisco and look for guys who look like Jack, which is pretty much, well, you look a little like Jack. Like everybody who works in the building looks the same. So you know that you got a good shot. They may think you're Jack. And then you can go in and sneak into the offices and throw that verified switch right next to the Babylon Bee.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, we'll bring we have a supply of peaceful protesting bricks and Molotov cocktails here, so we'll bring those along to the peaceful protest.
Those are perfect.
Now, the latest one you has 4D chess. Trump announces he's gay, so he cannot be fired from the presidency. I mean, what I say all the time is, you guys rarely miss. It's hard, and you don't put one out every day. You're cranking them out like every hour. There's another one, and then another one, and they're nonstop. It's hard being you watch network television, late night shows. They've got massive staffs of writers trying to write comedy, and you guys nail it almost every single time. You haven't had no strikeouts as I keep record here, because I'm a statistician. This is a sports show. I have not seen one weekly hit ground ball to the second baseman. I've not seen a strikeout.
Everything's a home run?
Everything's a home. Pretty much everything's at least a triple, but there's nothing below a triple in the Babylon Bee, Harry. And no, I'm not trying to pimp to get a job writing for you guys. I just want you to know that.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to get Twitter followers. You're trying to get employment. I mean...
No, I got 3 jobs now. I got 3 jobs here, Kyle. What do you mean trying to get employment? I'm on Sirius XM satellite, channel 211, SB Nation Radio on 115 stations, and on Twitch.tv, man. Come on. This isn't some little radio station in South Dakota where Eagle players get beat up on a Saturday night at 1 a.m. in a bar. Come on, man.
Well, speaking of Eagle players, what athlete, is there an athlete over the last couple of years that has given you the most material?
Well, since we're a Christian site, our Tim Tebow was our favorite target for a long time.
Yes.
He made up a lot of our sports content. Kaepernick's been really good for us, obviously. He's got strong stats as far as satire goes. And so those are probably the 2 main ones.
And the statues are a very popular thing now, because it's like every hour there's another statue coming down.
Taken down.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy out there, and that's how fast the news cycle shifts too. That's how fast we move on, because I mean, we weren't talking about statues a couple of weeks ago, and now that's all anybody's talking about. And that's the main thing we've seen when writing parody is you got to be on it, because you got to write it the same day, or the next day nobody's talking about it anymore. Yeah.
One of my favorite, Harry, like this one, I'm sure. Study. AC/DC.
Love that.
AC/DC's Highway to Hell is more theologically accurate than 96% of modern worship songs.
Yes.
I mean, that's just absolutely dead solid perfect.
So these are the sports headlines that you have right now. Drew Brees sets new NFL record for number of apologies.
Mm-hmm.
Rioters decline to sign Colin Kaepernick.
American sports fans would even watch soccer at this point. That's fabulous.
And this one is great, too. WWE holds massive Royal Rumble event on Zoom. I mean, this is the kind of comedy that America wants, and that's why people listen to the show every day. Because we come close, but we don't have a great staff of writers. It's just all off the top of our heads. And the Astros have fired Trash Can, responsible for sign-stealing scandal. And it's about time, since there's no baseball to talk about, at least they got the Trash Can person. whoever did it.
Yeah, I remember the Astros scandal. I don't even remember it anymore because it seems like it was so long ago with this pandemic.
Oh my gosh,
Well,
there's
Kyle,
just so many fun
it's
things.
incredible. If you're not following the Babylon Bee, you may as well not even be on. Are you on Parlor too, or did they ban you from there?
We have not gotten on Parlor yet. We're talking about it. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Beautiful, man. Well, I want to thank you, man. You guys make me laugh every day. I retweet every one of your stories, seriously. Because
485,000 followers.
I remember when you guys had fewer followers than me. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Kyle Mann, he's such a good man. He even had his dad on his podcast over the weekend as a cheap way to get a Father's Day gift for him by putting his dad on his own podcast.
That's smart.
Was that good enough for your dad to put him on your podcast?
Yeah, I still got him a Bass Pro Shop gift card just because. But, that's what I told him when we had dinner yesterday. I said, I got you the best gift of all the kids, right? I made you famous.
And then he got Cabela's or Bass Pro Shop. Well, he can use them in either store
it's
now.
the same thing,
company,
basically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did he go over there and get some guns, some ARs and AR-14s, the ones that Joe Biden prescribed that everyone should have?
AR-16s, you know, the AR-16 is the more powerful model. It's got the MAGA hat on top.
And it shoots little flag bullets.
Yeah.
But they only shoot you in the leg, not in the stomach, because that's the way. That's the best way to quell somebody who's coming after you. Remember, go for the leg and sweep the leg too, Harry. First,
That's right.
If you can't sweep the leg, just shoot the leg. That's what I would probably say.
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know if we can buy ammo in California, but
Probably
yeah,
not.
I'm sure
No.
he'll go over there and try. But yeah, I think you need a background check now and waiting period for ammo. So
No, I wanted to Cabela's in Delaware a couple weeks ago, and I just pretty much bought every ammo. I walked out with a tractor trailer loaded of ammo. So I'm ready. If you need anything, just give me a call. I got a whole tractor trailer.
I will take you up on that.
I have one last question.
Yes.
Because I know that a lot of times the humor is based off of stereotypes. What are your favorite go-to stereotypes to try and make stories out of?
It's you know what? It's actually the most fun on the extremes, both on the right and the left, because those people, when you're on very far right or very far left, you're almost religious at that point, you know. So you're not able to laugh at yourself, which makes you a great target for humor. So we love making fun of just very far left progressive commie type, Antifa. Anything like that. People, super hardcore Trump fans, we make fun of that. Mm-hmm. And it's fun, it's a lot of fun to make fun of those extremes because it already is such a parody.
Wait, I have breaking news. I have breaking news. The Babylon Bee, ladies and gentlemen, is now following me.
I know, I saw that.
Let me give myself.
They only follow 54 people.
Is that right?
54, and most of them are news services.
I'm a news service.
No, but I mean, you're an individual, though.
Well, I want to thank you, man. That made my week. I have no reason to continue with the show today.
I know.
So we have another 2.5 hours. I may just shut it down.
These first 12 weeks, this is the greatest accomplishment on the show.
No doubt about it. Forget about having Bob Costas and all the other big-name guests we've had on. The Babylon Bee.
I have a follow-up question on my last, though. It was part B. Because those extremes don't have a sense of humor, do you get a lot of hate because of that? I mean, are you getting hate mail? And yes. I mean, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. The best part of our podcast every week is we read the hate mail that we get sent. So if you like that kind of thing, that's a lot of fun on our podcast because, we get hate from, one post people say, hey, you make fun of Trump too much. And then the next post people say, you guys never make fun of Trump. You only make fun of liberals. And so it's, to us, that means we're hitting the target.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. That is what it's all. It's like the old Howard Cosell thing.
Right.
You either hated him or you loved him. There was no middle ground.
But you didn't
both
turn him
sides, Howard Stern, same thing. Mm-hmm. You either loved him or you hated him, but everybody listened. And that's what you want to do, man, and you guys have nailed it. Kyle, I really appreciate you coming on, man. You guys do an incredible job out there. I'm sure there'll be a lot of unemployed sports writers, the ones who are all calling for sports to end and to stop sports and not play sports ever again. A lot of those guys will probably be calling you soon when there is no sports because of COVID-19. I think that's going to be the next wave. It'll be a wave of people trying to get a job at Babylon Bee because they have no newspaper to write for anymore. Kyle, thanks for coming on.
Thanks a lot.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle Mann, the editor in, I'm not going to say chief.
If you just take the I out, then he's the editor-in-chief, and then it's okay.
How about EIC? We just call him the EIC.
All right, that
that'll
works.
work.
I
You know
like
what I mean?
that. Yeah,
Because Chief is, Harry, every word has to be broken down now.
I know.
Every comment has to be analyzed and overanalyzed. That's what we do. How about that, Harry? And I didn't have him on to try to pimp a follow.
Well, you got it.
That's a
They
good
only
one.
follow 54 people, Tony.
That's impressive, Tony.
I got to give myself another one of these.
No, I'm
I mean, even Joe C is like say, damn, this Bruno guy, man. I thought he was just another pretty voice on the radio. This guy's got power, man. I got the power.
He's like, that guy has no shame. He's shameless.